Imagine a world where you grow your own food, where sustainability is not just a concept, but a way of life. What if you could save hundreds, even thousands of dollars each year on greenhouse maintenance? What if I told you there's a community that's been doing just that for centuries? A community with no modern tools, no reliance on the latest tech, yet they thrive. The Amish, a people known for their simplicity, but also their resourcefulness. And today, you're about to discover how they manage to maintain thriving greenhouses without breaking the bank. Stick with me as we unveil their secrets and show you how you can apply these powerful lessons to your own life. The truth might surprise you. Let's start with the basics. In a world obsessed with complexity, the Amish have mastered the art of simplicity. And when it comes to greenhouse maintenance, their secret weapon is design. The Amish greenhouses are built to last, not with fancy materials or high-tech gadgets, but with simple, sturdy wood and minimalistic design. By avoiding costly, fancy materials, they reduce the long-term costs significantly. It's not about having the biggest or most expensive structure. It's about efficiency. You may be thinking, but surely modern technology can do the job better. But let me ask you this. Have you noticed the rising costs of modern farming equipment, the continuous repairs? It's a vicious cycle. The Amish show us that sometimes less is more. But that's only the beginning. Let's dig deeper. Because what the Amish do next, it's a game changer for anyone serious about slashing maintenance costs. Imagine using materials that cost nothing, but last a lifetime. Sounds too good to be true? For the Amish, this is reality. Instead of relying on expensive imported materials, they harvest locally available resources. Take wood, for example. Instead of buying expensive treated lumber, they use native wood, strong, durable, and often free for the taking. They also use local stone and clay, materials that need little maintenance, but provide incredible insulation against temperature fluctuations. You've built a greenhouse with low-cost materials that don't need constant repairs. But it gets even better. The Amish know how to use the land itself to provide for their needs. And that's exactly what we're about to explore next. What if you could power your greenhouse without ever paying a utility bill? What if the energy you needed was provided by the sun and the earth itself? The Amish have been doing this for generations. Through passive solar design, the Amish greenhouses absorb heat naturally during the day and release it during the night. There are no expensive heating systems, no huge energy bills, just pure renewable energy from nature. In a world where energy prices are skyrocketing, this approach is more critical than ever. If you're still depending on costly systems, you could be burning a hole in your wallet. The Amish are telling us that the power of the sun is all you need, and the savings, they're staggering. But hold on, because what happens next could change everything you thought you knew about greenhouse maintenance. What if the secret to maintaining your greenhouse wasn't just about saving money on the structure itself, but about the very soil beneath your plants? The Amish have long practiced regenerative farming, a method that enriches the soil naturally, without relying on costly synthetic fertilizers. Instead of purchasing expensive chemicals, they create their own compost and mulch, and they rotate crops to restore the earth's nutrients. It's not just about saving money, it's about sustaining the land for future generations. This is a powerful reminder that the true cost of greenhouse maintenance isn't always financial. Sometimes, it's the long-term health of your land. The Amish teach us that taking care of the earth today ensures the prosperity of tomorrow. But wait. There's one final strategy they use that will completely change how you think about greenhouse upkeep. It's something you can start applying immediately. Finally, the Amish know something that most of us have forgotten: the power of community. When it comes to greenhouse maintenance, they don't go it alone. They share resources, tools, and labor. It's a community effort where everyone contributes and everyone benefits. By sharing the workload, they reduce the strain on individual families, and in the process, they lower costs for everyone involved. This is the power of community. In a world where we're increasingly isolated, the Amish remind us that the best way to thrive is by coming together. If you start implementing this mindset, you'll not only save money, you'll create a support network that keeps your greenhouse running year-round. Now let's talk about something truly innovative: insulation. While many modern greenhouses rely on expensive heating systems to maintain the right temperature year-round, the Amish have found a more natural, cost-effective way to keep their crops growing no matter the season. In fact, it's not just about keeping the heat in. It's about controlling the temperature naturally. The Amish use a variety of materials that are surprisingly simple yet highly effective. Straw bales, old windows, and recycled plastic are just a few examples of how they create insulation that retains heat during the cold months and prevents overheating during the summer. One of their most clever methods? Straw bale insulation. It's a natural material that has been used for centuries to keep homes warm, and when used in a greenhouse, it's incredibly effective at maintaining a stable internal temperature, even in the dead of winter. No costly energy bills, no risk of equipment failure, just pure, sustainable insulation. Imagine being able to grow fresh produce all year long without the fear of rising energy costs. These Amish insulation techniques don't just save money, they open up a whole new world of possibilities for anyone willing to think outside the box. So if you're struggling to maintain your greenhouse during the colder months, this may be the game changer you've been waiting for. But insulation is just the tip of the iceberg. There's something even more powerful that the Amish do to keep their greenhouse thriving without breaking the bank. Want to know what it is? Let's dive in. Now, imagine another critical piece to the puzzle: light. In a modern world filled with electric lights, it's easy to forget the immense power of natural sunlight. But for the Amish, it's a crucial part of their greenhouse strategy. The Amish know that sunlight is the most abundant, free, and renewable resource available. And instead of relying on costly artificial lighting systems, they've mastered the art of maximizing natural light inside their greenhouses. Simple design tweaks like using clear or translucent roofing materials ensure that plants get the full benefit of the sun's rays, even during cloudy days. By orienting their greenhouses to catch the most sunlight and using materials that allow light to filter through, they create an environment that nurtures plants without adding extra costs. It's a beautiful, practical reminder that sometimes nature provides all we need if we just know how to work with it. In a world where energy consumption is rising, the Amish have already figured out how to thrive without paying the price. Every extra watt of electricity spent on artificial lighting is money wasted. By tapping into natural light, they've found a way to reduce overhead costs and increase yields without spending a dime on power bills. But what about maintaining that perfect balance of heat and light, especially in the winter months? The Amish have another secret that will change how you think about greenhouse maintenance. Ready for it? Let's keep going. Now let's take a step further into the Amish's resourceful approach. Imagine being able to reduce costs drastically without ever sacrificing quality. It sounds almost too good to be true, right? But for the Amish, this is a core principle. Repurposing materials is one of the Amish's most powerful strategies when it comes to maintaining greenhouses. Instead of buying brand new materials, they take what others might consider waste and turn it into something valuable. Old windows, reclaimed wood, scrap metal. These are the treasures they use to build and repair their greenhouses. Not only does this save huge amounts of money, but it also keeps waste out of landfills, turning what many see as junk into essential greenhouse elements. In a world where building supplies are becoming more expensive by the day, the Amish show us that ingenuity and creativity can bridge the gap. They aren't just reducing costs, they're redefining what quality means. It's about using what you have, making it work, and building something that will stand the test of time. But hold on. Repurposing isn't the only trick the Amish have up their sleeves. There's another element of their strategy that takes the concept of reducing costs to a whole new level. And it's something you can start implementing right away. As we move into the next strategy, Let's address one of the most common concerns for greenhouse owners: temperature control. Modern greenhouses often rely on expensive fans and automated systems to regulate airflow and temperature, driving up energy costs. But the Amish? They've taken a completely different approach. Instead of relying on high-tech, energy-draining ventilation systems, the Amish use manual ventilation. It's simple, but highly effective. With just a few well-placed vents and windows, they can control the airflow, ensuring the greenhouse stays cool in the summer and retains heat in the winter. In a world where automation is king, this approach might seem old-fashioned. But think about this. Manual ventilation requires no electricity, no costly systems to repair, and no rising energy bills. The Amish are proving that sometimes the simplest solutions are the most powerful. While the rest of the world scrambles to find new ways to cope with skyrocketing energy costs, the Amish have already found the answer. With manual ventilation, they're able to regulate their greenhouses year-round without the need for expensive fans or cooling systems. Imagine the savings in energy bills over time. But what if the solution to greenhouse maintenance wasn't just about cutting costs? What if the Amish have also found ways to enhance their greenhouse's efficiency without spending a fortune? Let's take a closer look. In Italy, let's uncover one of the most powerful, yet often overlooked aspects of greenhouse maintenance: the strength of community. The Amish have long understood that when everyone pitches in, the work becomes easier and the costs become smaller. In Amish communities, the concept of helping your neighbor is not just a nice idea. It's a way of life. When it comes to greenhouse maintenance, families work together, share resources, and split the labor. It's a collective effort that significantly lowers individual costs and ensures the greenhouse runs smoothly year-round. This isn't just about saving money, it's about creating a support network that keeps everyone going. By pooling resources, sharing equipment, and helping one another with labor, the Amish reduce the individual burden. And the results are incredible: thriving greenhouses without the steep costs that come with doing everything on your own. So, what does this mean for you? In your own life, could you tap into the power of community collaboration? Perhaps there are neighbors or friends who share similar interests in gardening or greenhouse management. Imagine if you teamed up, shared tools, labor, and knowledge. Not only would you save money, you'd create a thriving, sustainable system that benefits everyone. Water. It's the lifeblood of every greenhouse, yet one of the most overlooked aspects when it comes to cost-saving strategies. The Amish, however, have turned water management into an art form, utilizing sustainable practices that not only reduce waste, but dramatically cut expenses. Instead of relying on costly irrigation systems or public water sources, the Amish utilize rainwater harvesting, capturing the water from roofs and directing it into barrels or cisterns. This simple practice allows them to gather water for free, reducing their reliance on expensive utility bills. By catching rainwater and using it strategically throughout the year, the Amish ensure that their crops receive the water they need without draining resources, either financial or environmental. It's a perfect example of how working with nature, instead of against it, can provide sustainable and cost-effective solutions. The savings here are not small. Imagine reducing your water bill to near zero by simply capturing rainwater and utilizing it effectively. And the best part? This strategy is incredibly easy to implement, even for those just starting out. In today's world, where water shortages and rising utility costs are becoming more common, this is a game-changing practice. The Amish have been using rainwater for centuries, and now you can too. It's a simple, practical way to slash your greenhouse operating costs and increase your self-sufficiency. But here's the thing: managing water is only one piece of the puzzle. The Amish also know how to extend the life of their greenhouses without constantly spending, and this final practice is something you'll want to know about, especially if you're serious about long-term savings. Let's take a look. So, there you have it. The Amish's time-tested strategies for maintaining a thriving greenhouse while keeping costs to a minimum. From simple, low-tech designs to harnessing the power of community and natural resources, these principles not only save money, but create a sustainable, self-sufficient way of life. Now, it's your turn. What will you take away from the Amish's ingenious methods and apply to your own greenhouse or gardening project? Remember, you don't have to rely on expensive technologies to create a successful, thriving greenhouse. It's all about working smarter, not harder. Thank you for joining us here at Frugal Focus, where we dive deep into simple, effective, and frugal solutions for a better, more sustainable life. If you've enjoyed this video, don't forget to hit that like button, subscribe, and ring the bell so you never miss out on more practical tips to help you save and thrive. And as always, share this with a friend who could use some frugal inspiration. Until next time, keep your focus on frugality and sustainability.